welcome to Good Game Spawn Point. I'm Rad.
And I'm Gem. Coming up today, we go round and round a monster-filled circuit in the gear-gathering roguelike game, Loop Hero. Plus, we'll recommend some cool games to teach you coding and programming.
It's a lot to fit in, so let's go!
So Rad, let's get into it. What have you been playing this week?
A weird game.
Ooh, a weird game.
Yeah, it's a game called The Eternal Cylinder, and it's not out yet, but it recently had a demo released on PC. You play as a funny-looking creature who's trying to escape and stop an enormous cylinder, which is slowly rolling across and flattening the world. On your journey, you can eat different creatures and such to evolve useful traits, like big jumpy legs. Then you can use these to solve puzzles. I thought this was really interesting and creative. There's a cool story and narration, and of course, the ever-impending doom of Big Squish.
Well, I never used to have nightmares about a giant rolling pin flattening the entire world, but now I will, so thanks for that.
Oh, you're welcome, Gem. Now let's roll out some news. Did you hear that Sony have confirmed that they're working on a new PlayStation VR headset for the PS5?
I did, and they've even shown off the new controllers for it. They look pretty interesting, with a very round design, no doubt full of tracking technology. They'll be able to tell if your fingers are on certain parts, so you can naturally do stuff like point and give thumbs up without any buttons. And they'll share all the fancy new haptic tech from the new PS5 controllers too, like those adaptive triggers, which I think will be a great way to feel the virtual world. They haven't shown off the actual new headset though, or revealed when we might be getting it.
Oh, Gem, did you hear that scientists have discovered real-life Pokemon right here in Australia?
You're joshing me.
Yeah, okay, maybe just a little Josh. But some scientists discovered 3 rare new beetles here in Australia, and they've named them after legendary Pokemon, with Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos. So now, if you're lucky, you can go out and catch a real-life Zapdos.
Brad, you cannot josh with people's feelings by saying that Pokemon are real. That is far too much joshing for this time of morning.
Okay, you two, we've all had more than enough josh for now. Time for our review. Cue the thing, Mariam.
A hero's work is never done, Rad, especially when your battleground is an endless loop. And especially when the world as you know it has been destroyed, and it's up to you to remember it back into existence. And how do you do that, you ask? Mostly by fighting things.
Loop Hero is a roguelike RPG, where you are both the lone hero trying to restore the world one piece at a time, and also, in a way, the one making their life more difficult.
There's a lot of fine detail to get into with Loop Hero's gameplay, but this is the basic rundown. At the start of each expedition, you spawn on a randomly generated, relatively empty map, consisting of a looping pathway and a handful of creatures. While moving through the level, your character will automatically enter battle to earn different kinds of loot and tile cards. You can then pause and sit with the game, figuring out where to place the cards around the map depending on their type, spawning stronger enemies and resources with each completed loop you make. The end goal is to build the area up with tiles and survive long enough to reach the final boss at the end of the level, which, let me tell you now, will not be easy.
Yeah, don't let that auto fight fool you. You may not be the one swinging the sword, but you will definitely feel the blows if you don't come prepared. Depending on how difficult you make the map for yourself, getting to the end of the level could take up to an hour. But because this is a roguelike game, once you die, that's it. You only get to keep a fraction of the resources you collected, and you have to start all over again. Alternatively, you can tap out when you pass your starting camp or between fights, and keep some more resources. But you will lose all of your hard-earned progress.
I struggled with that gamble so many times. All the supplies you collect go into building and upgrading your base camp, which helps unlock more playable character classes, new tiles, and special bonuses. This helps to create a really compelling gameplay loop because you're constantly having to balance out that risk versus reward. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure book, but each decision gets progressively more stressful.
Oh, no stress here, Gem. Cool as a cucumber Radley, they call me, and this was right up my alley.
I thought you were durable, Radley.
I contain multitudes. Sure, there's an element of luck involved, hoping the piece of equipment or tile you want will be spat out of the next monster's gullet, but the success of your mission depends on you getting familiar with and knowing how to make the most of the tiles, weapons, and armor available to you. And that comes down to pure strategy, baby, because every tile has its drawbacks. Rocks and mountains may offer up some useful bonuses, but put down too many and you'll soon have handfuls of goblins and harpies knocking at your door.
I don't know why those goblins are so angry, but don't take it out on me. It's all too easy to overwhelm yourself by placing down tiles willy-nilly or get into trouble because you're not focused on replacing your old items with new ones. Each weapon, piece of armor, and magical item has its own stats and bonuses, so it all comes down to a numbers game, figuring out which ones work best together. I personally favoured items with health regeneration bonuses because, like I always say, healing isn't cheating if I'm the one doing it.
Well, in a game where you have such little control over what your character does, you need to take every advantage you can get. And that's what makes Loop Hero so compelling to me. It's that fine balance, and not just in its gameplay. It manages both its intense encounters and hands-off elements really well, without being overly complicated or, just the opposite, becoming boring. I'd occasionally even just leave it running while I went to eat dinner because I knew I was in a good enough spot to just let things play out.
Meanwhile, cut to me, knuckles white from gripping the sides of my chair, grinding my teeth because I didn't tap out at the right time and lost all my stuff again. And that should have annoyed me to no end. But Loop Hero is just so compelling, I couldn't keep away. I will devise the perfect loop strategy if it kills me. But Rad, it's pretty clear we both got a kick out of this one, so what are you giving Loop Hero?
Well, this pushed all of the number-crunching, slow-burn, strategy-loving buttons in my brain, and I had so much fun. It combined pause-tastic tactics with gameplay that felt super fresh, so I'm giving it 5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
I think everyone has one of those games that drives them nuts, but they can't put down. And I guess now I can welcome Loop Hero as mine. I'm also giving it 5 out of 5 rubber chickens. Are you interested in programming or coding but not sure where to start? It might seem scary or difficult at first, but we here at GGSP have got you covered. Let's learn some basic programming together using video games. Human Resource Machine. From developers Tomorrow Corporation, Human Resource Machine will teach you assembly programming, packaged in a hilariously quirky, cartoony game. Assembly programming is a low-level programming language in computing, used to program hardware. It's basically what your computer is doing 1 billion times a second, or what 1 billion tiny humans are doing inside your computer. In the game, you program a little office worker to fulfill jobs sent by management. If you succeed, you'll be promoted to the next level to continue working. Each job is technically a brain-crunching puzzle, and if you're completely new to programming, prepare yourself for a steep learning curve. The devs have tried to make it a bit more accessible by taking away the complicated part of programming language and using drag-and-drop commands to get you familiar with how it all works. But it's still quite a meaty experience. 7 Billion Humans. This is the sequel to Human Resource Machine. But in 7 Billion Humans, we're not programming a single worker, we're controlling a whole bunch of them at the same time. This game introduces a whole new programming language and tons more puzzles, expanding on the original game by adding parallel processing. Parallel processing is where 2 processors, or CPUs, are running to handle separate parts of an overall task. But the devs have tried to disguise this as something a little less dry-sounding. For example, program these tiny humans, aka the processors, to walk in the direction of the cube and fall into a hole. The charm and wit of Human Resource Machine and 7 Billion Humans, combined with the stunning art and cool music, make them the go-tos for getting started with programming. Tri-bit logic. This one's for the younger GGS peeps. You can learn about logical operations through a fun puzzle game and squash some computer bugs in tri-bit logic. Computers use logical operations to determine whether a piece of information or operation is true or false, using a collection of special numbers and symbols. You'll understand what I mean in the puzzle mode, where you move or combine panels on screen to solve bugs. If the bug, represented by an ant, has the code of 0001, then you need to find the correct command of or, and, or not to change it to 0000 or 1111. With almost 200 levels to get through and a friendly robot companion named BitRobo, it'll become clearer after the first couple of tutorials. Makes you wonder how many bugs get checked and squashed by developers when they make big games for us. While true, learn. In this game, you play as a coder that just can't get things to work. But then you find out your cat is such a good coder, it's taken it upon itself to program the whole thing for you. Only problem is, you don't speak cat. You're now on a quest to build a cat-to-human translation system, so you can understand what Kitty is trying to say or do, which, and I'm just putting it out there, is definitely how cats are going to take over the world in real life. While this is more of a puzzle game at its core, it'll give players a taste of what programming is like. It's actually loosely based on real-life machine learning technologies, and the devs share lots of links that further explain the concepts presented. In short, machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence that's so commonly used, you're probably using it several times a day without even realizing it. Some common examples would be asking a digital assistant to play you a song, emails that can detect spam, and even game recommendations popping up in your console's homepage. And if you're looking for even more ways to code, there are of course the popular Nintendo Labo kits and Rabbids coding to try out. And chances are you've played Minecraft Education at school as well. If you're confident to take it to the next stage, look out for local coding camps or have a go at learning a programming language. No matter which you choose, a little bit of programming can take you a long way.
Okie dokie, artichoke. Let's get these AskSP questions hip-hoppity happening.
I couldn't agree more, right? And we couldn't have a better jumping off point this week than this video, which comes to us from Adam.
Hi, my name is Adam. And today I have two questions for you. One, would there be any multiplayer in Minecraft Dungeons? Question two, how could you escape the Egyptian fall on the roof walls in Luigi's Mansion 3? Bye.
Thanks, Adam. And what an adorable bunny you have there.
Oh, 'tis the season, and definitely a contender for that pet cuteness contest we discussed last week.
Oh, yeah, I suppose so. Now to your first question about whether there's multiplayer in Minecraft Dungeons. Well, there sure is. You can either play local or online co-op multiplayer and can have up to 4 total players. The game now even supports cross-platform online multiplayer, so you can team up with friends no matter which console or PC they're playing on.
That is great to know because teaming up with pals to take on Minecraft Dungeons is a whole lot of fun. As for how to escape when the roof falls down in Luigi's Mansion 3, well, I'm going to call old mate Darren to consult on this one.
Hello, Darren here.
Hi, Darren. A Luigi's Mansion 3 question for you, if you don't mind. Adam would like to know how to escape when the roof falls down. And he mentions something else about Egypt as well. Ringing any bells?
Oh, affirmative. So many bells. In my expert opinion, it sounds like Adam is referring to a particular puzzle room in the Tomb Suites part of the game. This room contains a weight puzzle, so it's all about adding or subtracting weights from the scale in the middle. Your aim is for the arrow to land on the icon that matches the animal pictured in the center of the wall.
Oh, I remember this one. You need to move pretty quickly to solve the puzzle if you want to avoid being squashed by the spiky falling ceiling. Am I right, Darren?
Oh, affirmative. If any of your attempts are wrong, you'll take a small amount of damage from a falling pot too, so be wary of that. The animal pictures are ordered left to right from lightest to heaviest. And you must get the right amount of weight for the arrow scale to match the icon position. Shine your strobe bulb on a little light in the middle when you think you have it right. Once you solve enough of these, the ceiling will stop falling.
Oh, awesome. Well, thanks for walking us through that one, Darren. See you later.
Anytime. Bye-bye.
Right. Well, how's about another video then? This one comes to us from Charlotte.
Hi GGSP. Today Archie and I have two questions for you. One, when is Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout coming to Nintendo Switch? And two, do you require a paid online membership to play Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. Thanks, bye.
Thank you, Charlotte, and thank you, Archie, for being very cute. Another one for that cuteness comp.
Oh, what a good dog. Who's a good boy? You are.
Okay, come back to me, Red, come back. Let's answer this question.
Oh, right, sorry. So to answer your question about when Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout will come to Nintendo Switch, well, that is currently planned for a Northern Hemisphere Summer 2021 release.
Which is our winter here in Australia, so we should expect that sometime around the middle of the year.
Exactly.
As for whether you need to have a paid online membership to play Fall Guys, well, it depends which platform you're playing it on. I don't believe you need any additional online membership if you play the game on PC. But the game relies on online multiplayer. So if you're playing Fall Guys on PlayStation, you will require the PlayStation Plus online membership to play.
And I'm pretty sure you will need to have the Nintendo Switch Online membership for the Switch version of the game when that becomes available.
Yes, I think you're right indeed, Rattles. And it looks like that brings us to the end of another AskSP. If you have a question for us, go here and send it in. And if it's in video form and we select it for the show, you'll score yourself a little GGSP loot.
Oh, it's so nice to see all those GGSP pets out there. GGSP pets. How are the furry friends going in your life, Gem?
Are we talking about the moldy fruit in my fridge? Because it's going well, but I will clean that out, I promise.
No, Gem, I was talking about your cats.
Oh, they're doing great. Yeah, totally.
Are you gonna go clean that fruit now?
As soon as we finish the show, I promise.
It's like a science experiment gone wrong.
Or consider this very, very right. Anyway, next week on Good Game Spawn Point, we explore the storybook adventure of lost words beyond the page.
I have to find out why a dragon attacked my village.
Oh, that looks really fun. Don't forget to check out our website at www.abc.net.au/GGSP, where you can find heaps more things to watch. And that's it, Director Darren. The show's all done.
Very good, because has anyone seen the fridge? What is that in there?
Yeah, look, don't worry, Daz, I'm on it. Gem out.
I'm right behind you. Rat out.
I can smell it from here.
Oh, this is going to be so good. And done. There we go. Just what we needed.